Okay, so maybe you recognize that you are starting to take on someone else's emotions. But like Olivia, it's loving, it's kind, it's caring, it's compassionate. No, it's not. Like, we need to give those feelings that are theirs back to them. Why? Because it is only castrating them from actually feeling their own feelings. If we have a dynamic where I just make it all better every single time and they never have to suffer or sit in the consequences of their choices or their actions, one, that's actually not loving because they're not learning how to regulate, how to self-soothe, also like how to figure out what it is that they're experiencing. If you just always come in and swipe it from them, it can also and will also grow resentment in you. We don't want that. So is your significant person or friend or spouse or kid or whomever, are they hiding their feelings from you? And so you're like manufacturing them on their behalf because they should be mad or they should be stressed, but they're not. So I'm going to take it on for them. Are they minimizing their experiences and dismissing it whenever you bring it up? And it causes this belief in you that like, well, if they're minimizing it, then like it's a big deal to me. So I'm just going to take on the weight of all of it and feel it. No, that's not loving. The loving thing to do is to reflect back to them what it is that you see. Like, hey babe, like it feels really important and like a really big deal that you got missed for a promotion. And like, I feel really sad about it. Not just cause like the loss of money, but like you worked your butt off. No, it's fine. Like, I don't really care. And they come up with some excuses or whatever. And for you to sit there and to hold that space and to say like, okay, well, it's a really big deal to me. And like, I feel really sad. And it's okay if you don't, but I do. And invite them into a space. They still might be unwilling to come join you because it's not cozy, you know, and maybe they're a problem solver. Maybe they want to figure their shit out. Maybe they want to, whatever. But it's unloving of you just to assume all of it and to get them off scot-free. This is very true. My gosh. This is wildly true with parents and teens, parents and little kids. Because we don't like to see our kids like struggle or to feel sad or to feel anxious or to feel frustrated or whatever the situation might be because they didn't get the grades they want. They didn't make varsity team. You know, they did poorly on an assignment, whatever the situation may be. But for you as a parent to reflect to them like, hey, like that was a really big deal that you weren't chosen for the lead in the school play. And like, I know, and I watched how hard you practiced those lines and like you killed it. And I'm really sorry. And it makes me sad too. Well, it's not a big deal, whatever. Okay. Well, it's a big deal to me, but that's cool. Because what we're doing is we're identifying how it feels for me. I'm not taking on their feelings, but I'm identifying what it feels like for me. And I'm reflecting back to them that experience that I'm having. And like, hey, like, if you don't have that same experience, like, that's okay. It's also okay if you do. Because maybe it's not okay for them in their brains to feel disappointed or not know what to do with that. And again, in this parent kind of situation, you lead the way on how they can hold that space or not. And so I think the greatest gift that we can give to our kids, that we can give to our family, that we can give to our spouses or friends is to be curious, right, about our past and to reflect on, you know, I was the one growing up to make all things right. I was the one to just apologize for everyone and anything. Mom and Dad never apologized. They just were always demanding that I apologize for things that weren't even my fault, but like someone had to take the blame, so I just did. So we reflect in order to not continue the patterns that we habituated ourselves on, that we grew up on, that we want to do something different here. And so if you start to notice that you're taking on other people's feelings and they're feeling kind of cozy, how can you give those feelings that are not yours back to them? Because it is only hurting them in their ability to grow and to grow in resilience as to how to experience and how to feel and what to do when X happens. They have to learn that. And you, my friend, need to learn how to sit with the uncomfortable feeling and know that it's not your fault that they're having to experience what they need to experience because of their own choices and because of their own actions. It's like you get sometimes so good at sitting in the uncomfortable feelings of everyone else that you forget what it's like to sit with just your stuff and you notice what's yours, what's theirs. Can you notice when you are doing too much? Can you reflect your experiences to them and put a period at the end of the sentence instead of a hyphen or a continuation? That it just is what it is. No fixing, no taking anything that's not yours, but just to sit and hold that space.